Animal Crossing is a game like no other. In the new one on Switch, New Horizons, you inherit your own deserted island and you live there essentially by yourself, building it up by collecting furniture and clothes and catching bugs and fish, building the buildings so that hopefully at some point, eventually, some animals will come live there with you, be your friend and hang out. It sounds kind of like what's happening in the world, honestly. When you first move in there, you have one type of fruit growing natively on your island out of the 5 possible ones. So what I'm doing today is making 5 different cocktails, so no matter what fruit you have on your island, you will not go thirsty. Here's 5 cocktails for Animal Crossing. So those 5 fruits are apples, oranges, pears, peaches, and cherries. And we're gonna start with the simplest to make and also the strongest one of the bunch, the Apple Island Dreams. The first thing we do, fill our shaker with ice. And we're going to use 1 ounce of our Tahoe Blue Vodka. And we're using Tahoe Blue for this and for actually all of our drinks today because Tahoe Blue is made with actual water from Lake Tahoe, which really feels to me like the fresh water we have running on all of our islands. We're also using 2 ounces Calvados apple brandy. Now this is, like I said, the strongest because each of these are really 2 strong spirits. But the thing that I'm gonna like about this is the flavor of the apple brandy by itself is pretty strong for me, so mixing it with the vodka kind of waters it down. We're gonna give that a nice shake and pour that into our martini glass that we've already prepped with a nice apple peel spiral. And that is your Apple Island Dreams. Boots with fur, optional. The next one we're moving on to is the orange. This one is also pretty simple to make because we're building it right in the glass. We're gonna start by filling that up with some ice and starting with 1 ounce again, Tahoe Blue Vodka. Got our 1 ounce of that. We're also gonna be using 1 ounce triple sec, which is an orange flavored liqueur. And after our triple sec, we're gonna take an actual orange, cut this thing in half, and squeeze that juice fresh there into our cup. Make sure that you strain it so you don't get any of the pulp or the seeds. And if you don't have any fresh oranges on hand and you're at home, it's okay to substitute with Tropicana or Minute Maid if you need to. But if you do that, make sure you use about 1.5 ounces. 1 full orange should come out to about 1.5 ounces. And then fill it the rest of the way with orange flavored soda water and top with a dash of orange bitters. Give it a stir there in your glass, and if it's still too strong, a little bit of extra soda water will be just fine. And we're gonna call that one the Citrus Breeze. All right, moving on to pears. This one's a little bit tricky because there aren't a lot of pear flavored spirits out there, and in the game you need to get your Nook Exotic Miles ticket to travel to an exotic island so you can get some coconuts. What we're doing for this one, we're mixing another ounce of Tahoe Blue Vodka along with 1 ounce of Malibu rum. This will give you the nice tropical flavor of coconut and some pear nectar. Juice those pears if you have them, they're delicious. Throw that in there, and now that we've added all of our liquids, we can add some ice, and we're gonna stir that up. Make sure they're all nice and mixed well together. Get that pear and that coconut flavor really blending. And then pour that one through a strainer directly into our martini glass. And we're gonna call that one Pears with Coconut. Sounds appropriate, right? Moving on, we have our peaches. This one's actually pretty simple too. It's just 2 spirits, but with a little something extra added. We're shaking this one as well. So add the ice to your mixer. And we're also adding some fresh mint leaves. So just pull some of those off, throw them right there into the mixing glass, and then add your 1.5 ounces of Tahoe Blue Vodka and 1.5 ounces of any peach liqueur you can get your hands on. This one is called Mathilde. I think I'm saying that right, it's French. I tasted it beforehand here. It was really quite good by itself, but here we're gonna give it some nice mint flavor. Put the peach and the vodka in there. Put the cap on. Give it a shake. And we're gonna double strain this one just to make sure none of those ice chips or mint leaves make it through the strainer. I guess I could have stood to add a little more vodka to that one, huh? And garnish with one more sprig of mint, just so we know that's the peach one. Last but not least, cherries. This one's gonna be a little bit more fun. We're gonna use our big mixing bowl, fill it with ice. Of all of our cocktails and martinis, this is by far gonna be the sweetest one. We're using, once again, our Tahoe Blue Vodka, yum, 1 ounce. That goes in there. We're gonna use 1 ounce of this Hearing cherry liqueur. Oh man, look at that. It's like syrup. Can you see that? Delicious. Toss it in there with the rest of it. We're also gonna use 1 ounce of sweet vermouth. You know, my preference here is the Carpano Antica, because really it's the best out there. There's no other choice. Toss it in there also. And before we do anything else, we take our glass. We're gonna add a dark Morello cherry to the bottom of the cup. And if you're feeling generous with yourself, you can spoon some of that delicious syrup that it comes in there with you. And now that we have that in there, use the same spoon. Go ahead and stir that up. And once again, we're straining. Do your best to not get any ice in there. Am I gonna do it? I don't know. That's good enough. And this one is kind of like a Manhattan, but instead of the whiskey, we're using our Tahoe Blue Vodka, so it's kind of like an island Manhattan. And there we have it, guys. 5 different cocktails for all 5 fruits that you have on your island, whether you got cherries, you can make the island Manhattan. If you got peaches, you got your peach on the beach. Pears with coconut, your apple island dreams, or your citrus breeze. All work well, whether or not you're playing Animal Crossing. Now, before we wrap up, I want to say one quick thank you to Tahoe Blue Vodka for partially sponsoring, definitely inspiring this video and this series of cocktails. Now, if you have any vodka drinks that you know about and you want to make your own video and make sure you hashtag Tahoe Blue Quarantini contest for your chance to win a $100 gift card to Amazon. Thank you, Tahoe Blue Vodka. Now, I'm going to enjoy all these as I get back to my island. Tom Nook's going to be really mad at me. Gotta go, guys. Bye.